Hello, I'm Spencer McIntosh. I'm an agronomist with Golden Harvest, and today we're in a cornfield and wanted to show you some insects that occur right as the corn starts tasseling that we should be looking out for. One of the primary insects that we're seeing here in Kansas this year is stink bugs. And stink bugs, what we're looking at, oftentimes we see these, but we can see one right here. So right here we have a stink bug. And kind of one of their signature features is they kind of have this shield on the back of them. And then these are nymphs. So this is a nymph from a stink bug. So this is a younger stink bug, but this is what we're looking for the adult stage, is these guys right here. It's important to scout for these because they can cause significant damage to the corn crop. What they typically do is, as the wheat starts turning, a lot of times they're in the wheat when it's green, but as we get into the wheat drying down and getting ready for harvest, they'll start looking for green vegetation to move into, and they'll start moving into cornfields. And this year especially, we don't have a lot of soybeans that are very big, and so they're really targeting our cornfields. The damage that they do, as you can see on this field where we had this stink bug, what they do is they have a piercing, sucking mouth part, and they'll stick it in here, and it goes actually through the husk on the corn, and basically they inject a toxin in here, and it causes abnormal growth of the ear, and can kind of cause later in the season what we call banana ears, or kind of a crescent moon type ears. But we can already see the effects on this ear, how it's already starting to curl, and this will only get worse. And we'll have a region on this plant where the stink bug fed that will basically not produce grain. And so we would start looking in here, we'll have empty regions on this corn plant, or on this ear, where it doesn't produce any grain. So as you go out in your cornfield, you can look for these stink bugs, and you'll want to count both the adults and the nymphs. And really the best time to scout for these is just prior to tassel and prior to the corn actually silking. They can actually, when these ears are tucked back in the plant, you can't really see the ears yet, they can still feed on the ears and cause this damage. So what you want to do is go out in your field and just inspect your corn plants, and inspect about 10 corn plants in a row, and count the number of both adults and nymphs that you're finding there. And what we're looking for prior to silking is about 1 in every 4 plants, so 25% infestation is probably going to be enough to justify treatment. As you get into more this stage where you have green to brown silks, we're probably looking for an infestation of about 50%. So we're looking at about, if you're finding 5 in every 10 plants, would be a treatment threshold for them. So it's an important time to get out. I think this year, be looking at your corn as they're migrating in the field. Sometimes the pressure on the edges of the field can be higher, and border treatments can actually be effective sometimes for stink bugs. So as you get out, again, typically you want to count about 10 plants in at least 5 locations. Try to notice to see if your pressure is heavier on your borders. You could potentially look at a border treatment to control and eliminate most of the damage, but they can be a very damaging insect. The ears will actually curl out of the husk later in the season if that damage occurs early enough. So again, this is Spencer McIntosh with Golden Harvest. Thanks.